It's the 3-cylinder challenge. You got to have 3 cylinders. We're talking big block power here, okay? Massive power. We've got 1.2 liters worth of just big bald Chevrolet over there. And right here, 1.5 liters, because Ford and Chevrolet, they're duking it out back and forth, decade after decade, car model after car model, 1.5 versus 1.2. Now, the Trailblazer over there, the optional engine is the super big block 1.3 liter. We don't have that. We're front wheel drive over here with this one, so we've got to make do with 155 horsepower. Now, over here in the Escape world, this is an ST line, and we're powered by the 1.5 liter, 180 horsepower 3-cylinder. And the optional engine in Escapeville is the 2-liter EcoBoost. I believe it's somewhere around 247 horsepower, somewhere around 260, 270 pound-feet of torque. See, that bumps us up into 4 cylinders, and that's just not enough power. We've got to keep it at the 3-cylinder power. If we combine these engines together, 2.7 liters, which is kind of ironic because the 2.7 liter 4-cylinder turbo and the 2.7 liter twin turbo V6, once again, Ford is bigger. We can't talk about size right here. We have to make do with what we've got. These are not going to be race cars. These are not going to be what you want to pull up on your first date. Your dream girl, your dream man won't be driving this. But they all can't be fun. Not everybody's rich, so we've got to have a little bit of fun. Sometimes you can't have the convertibles and all of that. We got to have the workhorses. You know what I mean? The beaters, the daily drivers, the ones that absorb all of the bumps, the scratches, all of that. That's what we've got these for. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to dip into the Ford Escape first, and we're going to let the Chevrolet Trailblazer just marinate in all of that Camaro front-end goodness. CVT transmissions. That is a CVT transmission right there in the Chevrolet. But if you upgrade to the 1.3 liter, that's getting a 9-speed automatic for a lot more driving bliss. Over here, you have the 1.5 liter, and that has an 8-speed automatic. And then you've also got the 2 liter, and that has an 8-speed automatic. If you want a CVT and an Escape, you've got to go hybrid. Oh, I forgot to mention that a minute ago. There is a hybrid option. All right, let's get in the back of these and let's start looking at some cargo area. What we're going to do, since I've got them here sitting like this, is we're going to go back and forth because I just really think that's the best way to do this. So that way we can compare them eye to eye. Did you notice that lifted by itself? Keep that in mind. All right, we have a split folding rear seat just like anything else. This is a brand new vehicle, so we've got some floor mats already put up right there. This is a little rare. We've got a spare tire right there and an air compressor. Way to go, double duty. Also, if you ever decided to tow with the Ford Escape, she's rated to tow 2,000, an entire ton. Coming over here to the big Chevrolet Trailblazer LT front wheel drive. That did not come up by itself. I helped it. Once again, we've got split folding rear seats, just like over there in Escapeville. Right here, we've got a little side storage right there. The Escape didn't have that. Now we're going to pick this up. Ah, yes, we've got a spare tire goings on right there and something in a bag. I don't know what it is, but we're not going to touch it. Cargo area looks about the same. So right now, I'm going to kind of call it a tie. There's not really anything spectacular going on either way. Let's put the seats down and see if anything gets different. Coming on up here. How hard is it to put the seats down, Hobley? Well, it's really not that hard. See these little switches right here? There's a little button. We're going to push that, and it just... Well, hang on just a second here. How hard is it to put those seats down, Hobley? Well, it's not really that hard. See that little button right there? Push that guy, and it just flops right down right like that. While we've got that down, let's go ahead and get on that side and let's see how we fit in there. In case you don't know, I'm about 6'1" if I stand up tall, about 275 pounds. Just kind of depends upon how big my breasts are today. Before we get in there, let's do the squishy squish test. We've got hard plastic right there, another hard plastic. There's a little squishy squish, hard plastic down there. Power window switch. We've got matte pockets on the back of the seats right there. One thing is a little two-tone interior right here. It's a low economy car, so there's not going to be a lot of Zuzus and Wham Whams, but they did take the time to put in two different materials, so it's just not a solid piece of black. All right, climbing on in here. Headroom, plethoras of headroom. Actually a couple inches. So 6'5", guys, I don't think you're going to make it back here. This is where I pulled the car up when I was driving it. My knees are touching the back of the seat, but I am sitting behind myself, so there is something to be said for that. If you put the entire seat up like that, there is no center console or armrest right there. One other strike that I'm going to give it, we've got no vents on the back of the console. This is the family car. There's going to be kids back here. What if nieces and nephews come down? What about Granny and Pop when they want to come down and visit? They'll have to sit in the back with no air conditioning, no air-conditioned vents. Now, I know what you're saying to yourself. Casey, there's some vents underneath that seat. And you're correct, but they suck. And it's not like I'm making fun of Chevrolet. They just don't have good vents. Not to mention, your feet are always in the way down there. You see what I mean? Moving on over to the Ford Escape. All right. This is the ST line. There is a lower trim level called an Active, so we could get a little less in here. We've got hard plastic right there. There is a little squishy squish right there. We've got hard plastic down low, power window switch. We've got one matte pocket right there, but not on the back. Go ahead and look at the back of that console. You see that right there? There's vents. All right, we've got two different kinds of materials right there. The red stitching is popping right off of those seats right there. Before we get in there, we got a little center console right there. Now then, oh, we don't have a button right there. On the Escape, you've got a lever. So we're gonna pull that lever right there, and it just comes down right like that. Now, the same exact process that we did with the Trailblazer, we're gonna walk over here and get it on the other side. I didn't change size between the vehicles, so I don't think there's a reason for me to say my size again. That is where I pulled the Escape. I was driving it last right there. Let's go ahead and climb on in. An entirely different seating posture in here. In the Trailblazer, you sit down in it. The Escape sits up a little bit. Got a couple inches, about the same amount of headroom over here, maybe a little bit more. My knees, same type deal. I'm still touching the seat. That's where I pulled it right there. Shoulder room, I'm good to go. If we go ahead and put this seat up right here. Ooh, why did that one come up? I could easily ride with one, possibly two more people, but let's be honest, we want to stick it with one. I have to move the Escape up a little bit because of the vents on the back of the console. It's like I have said to y'all, these are family vehicles, okay? Granny and Pop, nieces and nephews, heck, your own kids could sit back here and be comfortable. So the vents is a big deal to me, so I'm gonna put the Escape 1 point up. All right, let's climb behind the driver's seat. That's all we got left before we go for a drive. All right, coming on in here, we've got the nice little tweed going on right there, houndstooth. Hard plastic. We do have a little nice little juicy scatterbrained little, looks like, well, we got bass boat paint going on that, little sparkly action. Power windows, power door locks, power mirrors, the same stuff. There's your hood latch there. We got some aftermarket lights on this one. You've got a telescoping scopping wheel. You've got a power seat on this side, but that side over there is a manual. Remember, we're running a CVT transmission in here. We've got a USB-C right there, a USB-D right there, an auxiliary cord. We've also got the old school 12 volt. There is not a wireless charging pad. We do not have dual zone climate control. We do have a screen, not a very big screen. Let's see if it gives us navigation. I think we could probably get navigation, maybe. If not, you'd have to use your phone, but in this day and age, your phone can do that as well. Decent sized glove box. You got a little storage shelf right there. This one's showing 31,000 miles. I wonder what the depreciation is. We've got fog lights from the factory. I do like that. Fog lights are going away in cars. Let's scroll through a few screens and see what we've got. Trip 2, fuel range 220, 27.2 average mile per gallon. It doesn't really count because it's been idling, it's been on the lot. So That's not a very fair guesstimation. I'm just being straight. As far as room up here, you got a lot. I could even scoot the seat forward to give the passenger back there a little bit more room if they needed to. Headroom is a ton. Look at that. I mean, Shaquille O'Neal could drive this if he needed to. Speaking of that, let's see how far the seat goes back for leg room. Yeah, look at that. We can keep on going. Yeah, you could be tall and get in here. That's not bad. Electronic e-brake right there. You've got your lane keep assist. Right there's your traction control, cup holders, storage right there. Nothing. You can get all-wheel drive in this, and like I said, you could get the 1.3 liter engine, which is the upgraded, the optional big block. That's all the fun here. All right, just knocked right off the rip. Got a little flat, semi-flat bottom steering wheel right there. That steering wheel looks a lot girthier. It's got some leather going on right there. The red stitching looks fantastic. Same type deal with the Trailblazer. We got the multiple different materials. 8-speed automatic transmission with this engine, or the optional 2-liter 4-cylinder, or if you go with the hybrid, then that's when you're going to have to be the CVT transmission. We've got, it's not super hard plastic right there, a little squishy squish, a lot of squishy squish right there, hard plastic, power windows, power door locks, power mirrors. We got a tilt scopping wheel just like over there on the Trailblazer. There's your hood latch. We've got right there in the center, we've got electronic parking brake, hold, got the same things, 12-volt USB-C and a USB-D. However, the Chevrolet had a 12. Remember, the Chevrolet had the old auxiliary cord. This one doesn't, so there you go. Automatic start-stop right there. We do have some driving functions right there. Let's check out our driving modes right here. Oh, here we go. Oh, we got a couple. Normal. Now we're going to come on down here to, oh wait, excuse me, I turned it off. So we've got normal, that's for balanced everyday driving. Then we're going to go to eco. Then we've got sport, that's for when we're really wanting to let the meanness out of this 1.5 liter 3-cylinder. Slippery, dripping, moist, if you will. Let's go ahead and put it back up into sport. Big, huge glove box right there. No paddle shifts, nothing like that, but the Chevrolet didn't have either. You can get a big, huge sunroof in there, a dual panel moonroof. It's a huge one. Also, the Ford Escape offers heads-up display. Pricing is a little bit different. There's a big difference. You can get an Escape Active. We could get an Escape Active for about $28,000, $29,000. It's about the cheapest I've ever seen. This particular Escape right here that we have chosen to review is $34,465. We've got that 1.5 liter 3-cylinder 8-speed automatic Star White Metallic. We've got a $1,000 charge for that Star White Metallic. We've got the power liftgate, that's $500. The cold weather package, that's $1,000. Heated steering wheel, heated mirrors. We've also got a remote start system, heated front row seats. We've also got that mini spare tire. That's a $345 option. No charge for the supplemental PTC heater. Also the tech package number 1 for $1,000. That's evasive steering assist, connective navigation for 1 year, lane centering assist, rear parking sensors, and adaptive cruise control, and also 13.2 inches worth of girthy screen. 27 miles per gallon in the city, 34 on the highway for a complete average of 30. Now, this is going to get a little weird here because this is a 2023 and I have the window sticker for this one, but I'm also going to show you the window sticker of a 2025 because we were recently on a lot and we got to see a Chevrolet Trailblazer, a brand new 2025 model. So we're going to put that price up there as well. But in the meantime, sorry that the sticker is in such bad shape right here for the Trailblazer. I got to deal with what I got to deal with. 2023, we're talking about mahogany red metallic, 1.2 liters worth of turbo, continuously variable transmission, jet black interior. Standard vehicle price is $24,300. The only options we've got is looks like a front license plate bracket for $40. I can't believe GM charges for that. Destination charge of $1,300. So the price on this was $25,635. We're getting 29 miles per gallon in the city, 31 on the highway for a combined of 30. So, I mean, the Chevrolet's not anywhere close on the playing field, but this Chevrolet is also $9,000 cheaper, but it's also 2 years older, so car prices would have gone up. This is not really fair. We'll use the price, I'll use the window sticker from the 2025 model because they haven't really changed. Actually, that may be a Trax. Anyway, all right, let's go for a ride. Let's take the Escape first. All right, up first in the 3-cylinder shootout. This is so crazy. Driving SUVs, crossovers, weighing over 3,000 pounds, coming in under 2 tons, about 3,500 pounds, and we've got 1,500 cc's power in this one, and when we get in that Chevy, we got 1,200 cc's. But anyway, 1.5 liters, 180 horsepower, 8-speed automatic transmission. I'm talking just a complete behemoth of a machine. The optional engines are the 2-liter, 4-cylinder, or you could do a hybrid, but this is the 1.5. No CVT, you got an actual 8-speed automatic right here, and so is the 2-liter. And the hybrid is what gets you that CVT transmission. The big, huge screen right there is fantastic. That is one of the improvements that they made. Semi-quiet in here. Remember, you're talking about subcompact, little bitty, cheap, economical crossovers. Now, granted, you know, you're talking about starting out in the mid to upper 20s, and you can get one of these guys run all the way up into the low 40s, I believe, if you got it all decked out with everything. All right, we're gonna give one pop now. All right, whoa. It's a buzzy little thing. Wait till you hear the Chevrolet. As far as headroom and stuff when you're driving, you got plenty of room. Like I've stated before, I'm about 6 foot 1, 275, plump, and I'm sitting in here just fine. You can feel the lane keep assist really fighting to keep you in the lane. That's pretty good. You can feel it tugging on the wheel. Unfortunately, there's not very much rough pavement around here, so we're not going to get to feel how that would do, but you know, I don't see why it wouldn't be able to take it. You got 4-wheel disc brakes on all 4 corners. 4-wheel disc brakes on all 4 corners. Let's try that again. Disc brakes on all 4 corners. All right, we're gonna give it all the beans and everything she's got right now. $55 was the let-off point. All right, the Chevrolet Trailblazer. We've got a 1.2 liter. Let me say that one more time in case you didn't hear me. 1,200 cc's worth of turbocharged power. God, I can just feel the roar. Those cams, punching holes in the pavement. See what happens. Oh. Come on. Well, she's given all she had. That was 50. I am not a small boy. I am a large boy. You might even say obese and high calorie. But if you don't want to be that brutal, let's try it again. Okay. Woo! Raw power. Anyway, not all cars are geared and set up to go really fast. This is not a speed demon. This is a family car. And as far as room goes, you could be 7 feet tall in here. This is massive. Leg room is good. The back seat's got some room. So, yeah.